Yes, welcome to Playing the Field. This is a Bachelor podcast. I'm Ryan Field, the sports anchor for WABC Channel 7 here in New York City. And when we're not talking about sports on TV, we're talking about a different game, the game of love, on this very podcast. Joining us now, as always, our Bachelor insiders, Jen Matarese from WABC here in New York, and our Bachelor expert, Gina from KABC, our sister station out in Los Angeles. Everybody in Brady Bunch boxes today, everybody on location, and we are doing this for good reason because we have not one, but two very special guests. Susan and Kathy are here from the Golden Bachelor. Ladies, how are you? Thanks so much for being here.
Hey, how are you?
We're so excited to be here.
We know you guys host the great new podcast, Bachelor Happy Hour, Golden Hour. How has life changed since you've been on the show? And obviously the podcast is a big part of that.
The podcast has been great. Susan and I, we love having the opportunity to make other people's lives better. We are inspiring people. We are no longer invisible. This is our last chapter, our best chapter, and we're living the best life. What do you think, Susan?
Absolutely, positively. The DMs are zip, but I met somebody in Marshall's. I'm just saying. But
What?
We went on a couple dates. Yeah, good. But the best part, like Kathy said, is the people that we meet. I can't go anywhere without being stopped and people sharing like what we've done for them and how much they got out of watching us live and realizing their life is not over. Let's go.
And that's the inspiring part because, you know, you have to get up off the sofa. We say it every podcast. You have to get up off the sofa. It's up to you to make the best of your life. This is our one and only, go round on this earth. So make the best of it. And to hear people writing in saying that we're inspiring them to get up off the sofa, it feels great.
It feels great. We love the questions. They send in all kinds of questions. And a lot of the times, Kathy and I have opposite opinions for advice. And it's been a lot of fun.
So, Susan, are you still dating Mr. Marshall, the guy from Marshall's?
We've gotten on like 4 dates.
So things are going well then. It's moving along.
Yeah.
Kathy?
Oh, that's awesome.
Crickets.
What are you looking for, Kathy?
Anything?
A guy who's ambulatory. I mean, no, actually the bar is low and that's the problem.
That's the problem.
I have a lot of energy. I mean, my kids say, Mom, like you have more energy than we have. I love adventure. I love life. And I'm just looking for someone, I'm not looking for a guy to raise kids with. I'm looking for a guy to have fun with and have adventures with. And I haven't found him yet.
Different things at this stage of our life. It's not what we used to think. We look for different things. Then you're thinking about a family, having children, Now it's quite the opposite.
Yeah. I mean, I'm Susan, I'm retired. Susan's close to being retired. And what we're looking for now is someone to enjoy the sunsets with, someone to, go to that new restaurant with, someone who wants to travel, someone who
I need a dance partner.
You had me. Susan just married my son and his new wife a few months ago. Susan and I were on the dance floor.
We were the first ones up. Yeah.
And the last ones to leave.
Yeah, exactly. I love
we enjoy life.
and that's kind of the key. I think in all honesty, that's why coming out of the Golden Bachelor, it was so important and so great to see you guys and to really show that part. You mentioned before, you said that you wanted this last chapter to kind of be like the best chapter. So tell me, what's the title of this chapter of your life and what's the first line in the chapter that you would write?
Oh man, I'm a writer. You just got me stumped.
It's what I do.
Best chapter.
I think the title is the best chapter. The best and last chapter is the title. And the line is, and the line is
again.
My line would be,
here we go.
Grab hold and watch me go.
I like it. See, you weren't stumped. It just needed a second.
Just needed a second.
It's all good. I love that.
And now to the elephant in the room, ladies, the thing that everybody is talking about in Bachelor Nation, the divorce between Gerry and Teresa seemingly came from out of nowhere. What was your reaction when you heard the news?
I was sad. I was really sad, and they broke my perfect record, but
I was
my marriages.
Yeah, I mean, Susan's never had one fall apart. I was like, Gerry, you had the chance for perfection and you didn't choose me. So what'd you expect to happen?
The hardest part was the cruelty from people out there.
Yeah,
And our
yeah.
message, Kathy and I both were like, be kind. I mean, it happens.
Yeah. I think that's, you know, we are friends with both of them. And I think the hardest part is whether you've been married 50 years or 3 months, it is sad to watch two people who clearly did fall in love.
We watched them fall in love.
We watched them fall in love, and it's sad. You know, again, Susan alluded to it. When you're our age, you have different considerations. You know, we're not raising kids. We both have children. Gerry and Theresa have children. They have grandchildren. You know, there's more at stake in some ways, and it's just sad. But you know what? We wish them well. They've had their chance. Now it's Susan's and my turn to find love.
So have either of you or anyone you know heard from Gerry and Teresa since the breakup? And how are they doing? And would either of you ever date Gerry again now that he's back on the market?
Go, Susan.
We are in the friend zone. We were in the friend zone from week 1. I love him to death. He's more like a brother to me than a dad.
Yeah. We talk, to answer your question, we talk to both of them. They're both, you know, we're all friends. And I know it sounds trite, but for me, and I think Susan, the best thing to happen from the Golden Bachelor for us was the friendships. And we are friends with Gerry and we are friends with Teresa. And, you know, even though, you know, people condemn me for saying zip it, zip your lip. If they only, Teresa and I are good friends. We're all good friends. And so, you know, we wish them happiness. I know that sounds trite, but truly that is the essence of that show. We all made really good friends and good connections, and sad it didn't work out.
And but the problem, people are pointing fingers. One's blaming one. It's nobody's fault.
Yeah.
Things
They're both
happen.
good people. No one's perfect, right, Susan?
Right,
No one's
right.
perfect,
Exactly.
but they're both good people.
That's all that really counts. And it kind of goes back to, you know, what you guys have been talking about is this chapter in your life, and it's their chapter as well. And it's,
Exactly.
you know, they will, you know, their chapter took a different turn than maybe we expected, and, you know,
Yeah.
and that's okay. But now what's going to come out of it? First of all, what came out of it was these great friendships. And
Yes.
for us as viewers, like, to be able to watch you guys and really just, like, I've told you, we've met before at different things. I've always said, I want to hang with you guys and go find dates. Like, I've always said
We
that.
did that. We high-fived to
Right?
that. I remember.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did. Now,
It's not too late. Let's go.
let's go.
Oh, wait,
Y'all.
it's too late for Susan. She's dating Mr. Marshall.
Oh,
So
that's
you're
right.
stuck with me.
Alone.
I guess the
4
question
days. We're
becomes,
not married.
the question becomes, Kathy, do we now need to go to Philly and go to this Marshall's because it seems to be a good spot? I don't know.
So I've been to Philly and I'm actually heading back there again to hang with Susan. I can tell you, while Susan's cooking and cleaning, I will be hanging out at Marshall's and see who comes my way for sure. TJ Maxx, Marshall's. I mean, apparently that's where all the guys hang out. I don't
When
know.
are you going? I'm booking a flight. Let's go. We're done.
I'm going in June. When I get back from Italy, I'm going to Philly.
I'm having a whole crowd here. Everybody come.
I'll help
Maybe
you
you'll
cook,
meet someone
Susan,
in
it'll be
Italy.
great. Yeah.
I love
You know, listen, people have told me that age is not an issue in Italy, that men don't care. So you know what?
And they don't think anything about being flirty and touching you and going the whole home
Wait,
run.
are we talking playing the field, going all 4 bases again?
And they don't. Then they say, "Ciao, Bella."
Wait, I just have to say on public record here, Susan was married to a professional baseball player before we came on air.
Oh,
I mean,
she's
this
gonna
guy
embarrass
plays.
me.
Oh yeah, I am. I love you though. Susan was married for I don't know, Susan, 30 years to a
Forever.
professional baseball player. And she said to me, Kathy, what is playing the field? She goes, that baseball term? I went, oh God, Susan, she did. I said, that's dating more than one guy at a time, playing the
I'm
field.
in baseball mode. My brain.
It's like,
and then we found out your last name is Fields.
Fields.
Yes, yes. My last name is Field. Works out perfectly not only for the podcast, but for what I do for a living, talking about sports on TV. Can you go anywhere these days, Susan, without being recognized?
Yes. Yeah. I can't go anywhere without being recognized and having a conversation. So I have to allow a half hour extra. So I'm late for everything because I talk to people.
Yeah.
That's
Same
what it
thing.
was.
Here's the difference. Susan gets apparently good-looking guys in Marshalls. I get 23-year-old women coming up to me saying, Kathy, you're hysterical. You're the funniest person I've ever met. My mother and I, we love you. I'm like, great. Okay.
I get that too.
Oh, no, it's totally gratifying. I told you, I love that I give people hope and inspire them. On the other hand, let's be honest. Could I just get a date with a real guy?
She didn't have a Michael in Marshalls.
I don't have
ask myself the same question, Kathy. I do. I'm hopeless.
No, you know what? I sound like I'm desperate. I'm really not. I love my friends. I love going out. And the truth is, I was married for almost 46 years to a fabulous guy. Yeah. And what I've realized, one of the things I've learned from being on the show is I had a great husband. He died just a little over 5 years ago. And I had a fabulous love and a wonderful guy. And I've realized that's more than some women ever get.
That's right.
So I'm not being greedy here. You know, if I don't meet another guy, another soulmate, it's okay because I had one fabulous one.
And it's a hard act to follow. You know, you had perfection. So yeah.
He wasn't perfect. He,
I
was, he wasn't.
He was perfect for you.
He was perfect for me.
They were
so you know what? If it happens, it happens. It's not going to stop me from looking. Susan, bring me spaghetti and Marshalls. I'll be getting hungry.
We did go on national TV to fall in love.
That's right.
And we made friends.
Yeah.
What was the best part, other than the friendships, about being a part of the show and now maybe being a part of Bachelor Nation and meeting all the contestants and everybody from the younger shows, I guess?
Believe it or not, the producers, like the behind the scenes people, like you're genuine people. And we made so many friends.
Yeah.
Like I know some of their families now and their children, right?
Yeah.
Todd used to bring his kids.
Yeah. We've had dinner with some of the producers and their family, Jason and his wife, who's lovely, and their kids.
Love them.
I will say to you, I was one of the ones while they were filming. I'm like, wait, why are you doing that? How do you do that? What I found the business side of it, the tech side of it, so interesting.
Yeah.
How they do what they do. And Susan's right. Everybody, that you all are so kind. And I think sometimes producers get a bad rap. Do they make you do that? No, they don't. They have a show to produce, but I think for me, that was, so fun and interesting to see how these shows are done. But honestly, it always comes back to the relationships, the friends and the ongoing relationships. Susan and I didn't find love, but we found so much more in friendships.
We did.
I love that. And as someone whose job title is producer, I will say thank you. Not on The Bachelor, but
it doesn't matter. Like
it doesn't matter.
You're not seen out there. Nobody knows what you do. And they were kind to us, and we made these people laugh like they weren't even ready for us.
Yeah. I do think that the Golden Bachelor was very different from regular Bachelor and Bachelorette seasons because we came with a full canon of life experiences, and we're secure in who we are. And so, there truly was very little drama. We all supported each other. I know people don't want to believe that. And, I've been called a bully, which I'm not,
Because she said zip it. That
Yeah,
was hysterical.
Yeah. I mean, that was, the worst offense that Kathy said, zip it. So I think that was fun for them as well. I think to see an older crowd come and join into this arena of finding love, I think was really exciting for the whole producer side as much as it was for us.
Do you remember them saying to us, Kathy, you women are hysterical and you don't even realize it. And their jobs were so easy. They said they've never had it so easy.
Except getting us to bed, Susan. Remember?
I got in trouble there a couple times.
They literally, that we call them the hall monitors. They kept coming.
Night nurse.
Yeah, night nurse. Go to sleep. We like, okay. They'd shut the door. And so then we would just carry on.
They're like, Susan, lights out. I go, do you really think by turning out the lights, we're going to stop talking? Like, it's not going to. By the end of our time there, the girl was in the room with us.
Yeah. They were like, we give up. You guys, you're incorrigible. We can't stop this. We're like, join the crowd.
We had so much fun.
I think that's what makes it refreshing, though. I think that's what made your season refreshing, is that it was so different than what we had been watching. Right. And it brought a new audience, a new audience. It brought in people who were, just new to the franchise, and it was just so different. And I know for me, I loved watching it, and I know that we've got the Golden Bachelorette coming up.
Ooh, we're so excited. A couple more weeks.
We are so excited. And that's going to be different because obviously a woman's journey to find love is obviously different than a man's.
Absolutely.
But you know what? It's for all those people who watch the show. We believe in love, and it's a show, but yes, these people, Susan, we've talked about this. I didn't know what the hell an influencer was. Like, are you going on the show with real intentions? I'm like, is this a trick question? Like, I'd been on dating sites.
I had a wedding Instagram, and now it's a whole new world.
Right. I mean, we most of us went there personally speaking, I'd done dating sites. I'd had blind dates. None of that worked. I thought, what the hell? Why not try national TV? You never know. And I think most of the women were like that. We weren't going on to get, I've learned all these new terms, brand deals, collaborations, influencers. That wasn't our goal. And so,
but I like it.
Well, but we've learned since then. But for me, I should say, I wished Gerry had fallen in love with me and that I'd fallen in love with him. That would have been great. Who wouldn't want to walk off into the sunset with your last great partner and to spend this great last chapter with? But I think that's what makes this show different. We bring a lifetime of experiences, and I personally cannot wait to watch the Golden Bachelorette, whoever it is, and see her journey to find love. I
hope they call us in to come on that show and school some of the men. I'd like to help the men out a little bit. Like, listen,
great. You help them out. I want to get their phone numbers.
How about this question, ladies? If presented with the opportunity, would either one of you want to be the Golden Bachelorette?
I mean,
in the beginning, I said yes, 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 yes. Now that I know how everything works, I don't know that I would like to do it. Mainly because what if I didn't have a connection with anybody? Then I have to do an entire show faking it.
I would have done it if they could find 22 guys who could keep up with me, which is a challenge. But I have to believe they know what they're doing. These producers really know what they're doing. And I think for me, they would have found a few guys I would have been interested in. I don't worry about that. I just worry more about, would they have had the energy? I don't know.
As far as who to pick, Kathy, I like a lot of the women.
I was going to say there's a lot that
Nancy, Leslie,
exactly. Joan, Leslie, Nancy, Faith. I mean, those four jump to our minds, surely.
It could be anybody.
And who knows, maybe we could actually have the show take place in the shoe department.
Wasn't the shoes.
Yeah.
I think I was in the lamp department. I was for lamp.
And the guy that she's had 4 dates with, he could be the shoe salesman. He'd come up clubbing the other guy. She's mine.
We're now
I hope
making
he's
up
not going to
Bachelor
listen
fan
to
fiction.
this.
Oh my god.
I want to be on that episode. I'll just walk in with, a pair of Louis Vuitton, whatever, saying, Susan.
Louboutin, Kath, Louboutin.
Whatever.
Marshalls does not carry Louboutin.
See, and this is yet proof positive again. Kathy does not care about shopping.
I shop for Kathy, just so you know.
Just shopping.
I do shop. Kathy shopping, cooking.
I'm
And
going
you went
to
on
Italy.
vacation
planning.
together too, right?
Yeah,
There's
we
been,
went to
like,
St. Martin.
trips.
We went
Yes.
to St. Martin and we
It
had
was a
so much
blast.
fun. Susan had been there so many times. She's
I
like,
was
okay, today we're going to this beach. Tomorrow we're going to that beach. She was like a tour director. I
Julie,
felt
the
like
cruise director.
Julie. And let me tell you, she runs a tight ship. You will be up at 8 o'clock. Coffees from 8 to 8:30. We're leaving promptly at 9.
We had a good time and they saw a lot.
See, my question was going to be like, what's your idea? Like, idea of a perfect girls getaway? Because I know you've done these, but now I know it's Kathy or Susan is going to be like
The agenda,
every moment
right,
scheduled
the
out.
itinerary. Not
I
every
wouldn't-
moment, but actually we talked about this. Next year we're going for 2 weeks because we didn't allow for enough downtime. Some nights you just don't want to rush home, get dressed for dinner. You know what I mean? We'll just stay home and do wine and cheese, or like we need 2 weeks.
Yeah.
It's tough because you don't want to miss out on anything and you have things
Right.
you want to see and do. So I get the need for the schedule.
And sometimes it's just like it was in the Bachelor Mansion. We just want to hang out and laugh and chit chat. We don't want to get, made up and clothes.
We really
beautiful
didn't
clothes.
get made up, did we, Kath? We threw anything on and
Susan,
went.
Susan, work with me here.
For the women and even the men, frankly, who are later in life and still dating and looking for love and looking for that special someone, what advice would you give them as they continue on that journey?
Like me.
Well, you're not
Believe in
later in life. Let's say
yourself.
with that, you're not later in life.
Let's put it this way. I'm closer to your age than I am to like Bachelor contestant age. So
Well,
But
Susan,
you're still younger, darling.
that's right. I think we both feel exactly the same way. You have to be yourself. You have to be authentically who you are. That's the first thing. And the other thing I would say is, unless it's the UPS guy knocking on your door, they're not coming to your door. So you have to get up off the sofa. You have to get out there, join a meetup, join a bar crawl or a museum crawl. You have to do things to meet
Kathy,
people.
could you see me in a bar crawl? I
See-
would make
But-
it through the first one.
See,
I'm not a good drinker.
Susan,
I
I
could
see you crawling
absolutely
in a
see it.
bar. Is that the same thing?
Susan can keep the schedule at the bar. Drink here.
I'll
drink
be the
there.
bus
Yeah.
driver.
Yeah.
But I think people, when they get to be our age, they lose hope and they're like, I've dated, I've done it, I'm done. And we don't want you to be done, America. There's still time. You still have a lot of life to live. Get up and live it.
You have to be you and love yourself again.
Yes.
I was a pleaser. I always tried to please everybody and get into a relationship and join their world and everything that they'd like to do, and never really sat back and wondered 6 months into it, why am I not happy? Know what you want, know what you like, what you enjoy to do, and find somebody that complements that. And
Amen.
sometimes it's not a man, it's a girlfriend or a
Oh, here we go.
hobby or-
And listen, if all else fails, go to Marshall's and just hang out.
There's one not too far away from here. Don't think I'm not going there after work, is all I'm saying.
Susan's right, though. I think she's right. That's the difference at our age. We know who we are. We know what we want. We don't settle. I would love to find someone truly, I mean, serious, to share my life with and
Sure.
and watch sunsets with and travel with and all that. But I'm not willing to settle. And that's, I think, is a big difference. I think younger people think they're going to change someone. You don't change people, folks.
I've learned that the hard way.
Yeah,
A
don't
red
change-
flag is always going to be red.
Wait, can I just tell you, I was out for drinks with a guy friend of mine. He's like 45. He's a friend. He said something to me that was so smart. He said, let's see if I can get this right. Women think that they will change men, and men think women will never change. Is
Men
that
are
profound?
smarter there.
No, he explained it. I said, what do you mean? He said, he was talking sexually, he's been married, and he was saying, you marry someone, then all of a sudden, like, you think she'll never change. She's always going to be this hot chick, and she's going to want to get dressed up and have sex and do wild stuff. And he got married, and he said all of a sudden it was like, bam, she changed. And he said, and women think they're going to marry a man and change them, so they'll pick up their socks and do the laundry. And I was like, I thought that was really smart. I think it's true on both counts, except for me. Except for me, I'll always put on makeup and have sex. No.
Ladies, this has been so much fun. We will have to do it again soon, especially if you're named, one of you, the Golden Bachelorette. We shall wait and see. But again, thank you so much for being here today, and we hope we can talk to you real soon.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
So
I love you guys. Mwah.
Have a great week.
You too.
And that wraps up another great episode of Playing the Field. A fun one today, talking to Susan and Kathy. Thank you so much to the ladies for being here. And as always, thank you to our Bachelor Insiders, Jen and Gina. And don't forget to subscribe to our podcast wherever you listen, wherever you watch. That way you can get notified whenever we're putting out fresh content. As always, thank you so much for listening. I'm Ryan Field. We'll see you next time on Playing the Field.